told you we was giving you the okay back today to make a way. He gon' die today and nobody still.
All right, so we got Christian Royce.
So,
Royce, what's good?
Ain't shit, bro. Chilling.
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How's the time in Oklahoma been?
It's cool. I like it out here. It's calm. It's peaceful. It ain't too much. It's different from like New York and LA for sure, but I like it. It's
Slower
cool.
or what?
Yeah, it's slower. I'm more focused out here though.
Why you feel like that is?
It's not a lot going on. Like, it's just enough going on.
Like party scenes and shit like that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really go out too much, so like I just be chilling. If I'm not in the studio, I'm probably just kicking at the crib. But I mean, my boy Odie lives out here, and like he'll take me to some of like the like cool little spots like Sunset and stuff like that. But it's cool out here.
For sure. So let's I kind of want to like go back and tell the whole story. So you grew up in Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And basically like arts and just artistic stuff was something that you were always involved in pretty much,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Okay, so what got you into that first off? Photography?
Yeah, photography.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandfather was the first person to have me like pick up a camera. And then I kind of like took what he taught me and I moved it over to like music. So like probably just like I dropped out of college after my second semester. Before that, I was doing like shooting like shows and like stuff like that, going to events. And then Dej Loaf picked me up to go on tour with her. So I was like her personal like camera person for like a year. And then I was working with Gucci Mane for like 2 years as a creative director, working with one of his artists, Asian Doll and like Maul and Quill and stuff. And then they're actually the ones that like got me into music. So I only been doing music right now for probably just about like 2 years.
So was this something that you had messed around with at all, like being young? I mean, everybody.
Yeah, when I was seven, my mom had this like work laptop, had GarageBand on it. So I used to like mess around. I used to plug in like a Rock Band microphone and just like go crazy like that. But like that's when I was 7. Like after that, I just kind of was just focused on like cameras, learning how to edit and stuff like that. And then I kind of like went back into the music later.
Okay, so you were going to college, right, at the time?
Yep.
So I mean, what kind of gave you the confidence to drop out of college and just go full into it?
Well, I was going to college for film.
Okay.
So it was like getting the opportunity to like leave on tour. It was like, cause like opportunities only come like every once in a while. Like school gonna always be there. You can always go back to school. Like you can't always like remake opportunities. So like I just kind of just was like, I talked to my parents. I was like, they was cool with it, and then I just left. I kind of like took wing of it because I didn't know what to expect, but luckily everything was pretty cool.
That's dope. I mean, at the end of the day, you're in college to like get a job. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
anyway, so,
and I was in it for film, so it's like to drop out to like go film and go on tour and make bread. It's like
it made too much sense.
Yeah.
Too. How was that with your parents? Cause like
my mom was not fucking with it, bro. Like my dad was cool with it just cause like he's just somebody that's like go out there, like do it. Like if you take an L, like you just learn from it. My mom is always trying to like protect me and like keep me sheltered. So it's like she wasn't really cool with it. But then like she seen what I did from it. Like I started getting like good money from it, like good write-ups, just like getting like notice from it. So like she was cool with it after.
That's cool. So kind of just talk about what that experience was and like maybe anything you were able to learn from being around those.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Being around a lot of people, bro, like artists, it taught me about like, I've been around like Juice WRLD in the studio, like G Herbo, Gucci, like Days, Trippy, Koi, like just seeing all them in their process and like learning about like making music and like the business side and like stuff like that, like going into labels as a cameraman. It's just like, I just always like soak up information around me. So it's like, I learned a lot by doing the camera stuff about music that I kind of could like use to my advantage now, even with like marketing and just like socials and things like that for sure.
Was being in the studio and like seeing their creative process, did that make you think like, oh, I could do this like that? You know what I mean? Or were you
Hell yeah.
Stuff that
it was even sometimes like Asian Doll, she would like ask me what I would think of a line, and I'd be like, that's just cool, or like maybe you should say this. So it was cool. It was like I was involved with it to some extent, but I definitely like taught me a lot.
Okay, so at what point did you like get in the studio on your own?
So My first song I dropped was called 36507, and that was like 2 years ago. And that song I actually recorded in Asian Doll's basement. And then like I started going to like the studio probably like 3 months after that. So that's when I started getting more acclimated to like recording in the studio, like not recording myself, like learning about stuff. And then my engineer was pretty cool too. He taught me a lot about like Pro Tools and stuff like that. So like when it comes to like having my own template, knowing my settings, like I learned a lot.
For sure. So that was like what, 2018, 2019 time?
2019.
So you're still doing the film and video?
Nah, I mean I own the production company. So my production company is called Jetlag, but we like basically I have like 5 people that are like working with me on it, but I really don't pick up the camera too much no more.
Talk about like just kind of maybe kind of the thought process behind founding your own production company and moving away from like the hands-on aspect into like the, you know, like CEO boss type of model.
So I think it was really more so about like finding people like I trusted and like believed in, and like just people that had work ethic. Like I didn't really care about their talent, because like if they got a little bit of talent and they got good work ethic, then like they could learn a lot of stuff. So it was really more so about like just finding people that like I trusted and that like do good business, like wouldn't like do bad business, and just building off of that.
Okay. And then that freed you up basically just to do music full time?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I know I watched another interview with you and you kind of talked about how, especially growing up and stuff, you were kind of like, it was when you were full time in the camera shit, and you were talking about how it fit you good because you kind of were more comfortable like being on the behind the scenes type
bro,
of stuff.
I'm still like that, bro. I really don't like a lot of people. Like, honestly, bro, like, if it's not like a show, like, I'm like shows I'm cool with, because it's like, I don't know, it's like I still have my space, like, and then everybody's in front of me, you feel me? Like, but like when I'm in like tight places with like a lot of people, they're like just talking a lot, like I don't be doing that, bro. I just be like being in my own head. So it's like stuff like that, it be giving me anxiety, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
So what made you comfortable, like, because I mean, if you want to be doing music and be the artist
Yeah.
in front of this shit, like you
I mean, like, because I don't mind being in front of the camera. Like, I love being in front of the camera. Like, I love shooting music videos. I love, like, socials. But it just comes to, like, when it's just, like, a lot of people, bro, like, it be getting me. But, like, I be fighting through it. It don't really, like, trip me out too much. It's just, like, I'd rather be, like, behind the scenes, like, not behind the scenes, but I'd rather be to myself and, like, not deal with a lot of people. But it's, like, at the same time, I love music. And, like, I love people that, like, support me and stuff like that. So, like, it's just kind of, like, goes hand in hand.
it's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, and it don't bother me.
I mean, because we saw you you did the Dirt show. You didn't seem like you was just too shy.
Nah,
about it.
facts, on stage I be turned, but like after that, like people coming up, like I ain't gonna lie, probably a lot of people had to take pictures like after the show, and it was just probably like just boom, 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 like 15 people just like after, and it's just like at first it caught me off guard, but then it like I warm up to it.
So kind of talk about I mean, I'm sure being in the studio around the people you're around has something to do with it, but maybe anybody that influenced you musically when you were getting kicked off.
Shit, Juice WRLD for sure. I met him a couple times, so that was cool seeing him record. And then I really like Khalid and like St. John and like people like that. Yeah, like Post Malone, Brent Fayez. I really like music like that. But on the rapping, I say probably like, I mean, Juice wasn't really rap, but Juice, Dirk is hard, Trippy's hard, people like that.
Kind of more like this. I don't even know what to call it at this point. It was SoundCloud rap at one point, but it's not.
Yeah, I say like
the
alternative hip hop, like that, more like that lane for sure.
Okay. So I noticed you haven't put a project out yet. So kind of just, I always like to get people's thought process on like, everybody's got a different idea of what the right formula is, like music videos and singles or dropping a bunch of projects. So I just wanted to see where you were at on that.
Shit with me, bro, it's like, I just feel like a project is something serious. Like, I don't feel like something to be just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like the project thing, like pushing out project, like I feel like that was something that like worked like back when a little bit. But I feel like now, bro, it's just more so about like people's attention spans is so short. Like until you really got like that like cult fan base, like where you know people gonna listen from like top to bottom, and like you've made that like name for yourself, or you've gained that following. Like I just feel like like pumping out singles with videos, I feel like that's the best way to go. Cause if like an album, bro, like if you ever notice, like when people drop projects, even if you look on Spotify, SoundCloud, it'd be like the first 3 songs have the most plays, and even the first 3 like they going down, and then after that it's like a huge decline. Like nobody's like really listening fully through. So it's like, plus I just want my album to be like different, like sonically, like just like story wise, like production. So it's not nothing I'm like trying to rush. But I got mad singles in the vault. I got like a lot of music, so I'm not really tripping about that.
That's always been what I thought is like, if you're gonna put a project out, you have to have the like notoriety almost for people to want to sit listen to you for 30 straight minutes.
Exactly.
Like,
Facts.
I wanted to ask you also about you did a song with Calboy. So is that a relationship that came from before? Is that come from music? Or
nah, it was actually from music. One of my boys from New York, his name DJ Tarzan. He was actually like, he's like a DJ. He does like little promotion stuff, but he was with Calboy. I had wanted to do a song with Calboy, so like Tarzan kind of like put my name in his ear, played him the song, whatever. And then like he was rocking with it, so like he asked for my number. Tarzan gave it to him, like, so we was chopping it up for probably like 4 days, and then he came back to New York, and that's like when we like he recorded his verse, and then we shot the video like the same night. But nah, he's mad cool. We still got a good relationship, so
for sure. So
yeah, he's cool.
How do you feel like that set you up as far as musically, like knowing all these people and being plugged in? Because I know you said that came from music, but you know what I'm saying, obviously like you've had relationships with people.
Nah, for sure. I feel like it definitely like taught me how to like deal like just with business, like inside the industry, and just like it kind of gives me the upper hand too, just because I've been around so many people. So it's like I do have relationships with people, but you know, I'm not the type of person, like I don't like asking for a lot, so it's kind of just like I keep my relationships. Like I try not to like ask for too many favors and stuff like that, but it's still cool.
For sure. I know we talked about it a little bit, but I like getting, like I told you before we started rolling, a lot of our stuff is Oklahoma based. So we always ask people kind of like how they feel the scene is in Oklahoma, and musically, and you know what I mean, just like the whole arts scene. So you know, being from other places and seeing, you know, New York and LA, and even like I'm sure Connecticut, being that close to New York, it's built up a little more than it is here. So just kind of touch on like maybe what's different.
I ain't gonna lie, it kind of out here kind of remind, like the scene of it kind of remind me of like Connecticut, cause it's like in Connecticut it's so many like creative people, but there's not a lot of outlets. Like in New York, it's a lot of outlets, a lot of people to connect with. LA, same thing, but like I feel like out here, and like the reason why I said it's similar to Connecticut is because it's like it's a lot of creativity. Like I met a lot of talented people like in a short time I've been here, but it's just like as far as like the outlets and kind of like having that like spotlight on the city, like it's not really there. So it's kind of hard. Like you just gotta like work harder. But I mean, like I met some people out here too. Like my boy Ace Trey is from out here. He's hard. I've been in the studio with T-Rell a little bit, so like he's cool, super talented, and yeah, like I just feel like out here there's good talent and there's a lot of like hungry people. I just feel like you just gotta work harder than you would have to somewhere else.
Facts, for sure. So what brought you out here?
So I just got like people out here, like my management lives out here, my team's out here. So after that show with Derek, I kind of just been like out here a lot.
So what are you working on right now out here?
Shit, right now I just been working on singles. I came out here, my boy Odie's over here. I met him like probably like my 3rd day out here. So we like gained a pretty good relationship. He's an engineer, so me and him just be locked in a lot. So just been pumping out songs. I just shot a video to this song called MB2. That's gonna probably be my next release. I shot it with this dude named Andre from here. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's a lot of talent out here. Like people probably come out here and think they would not like find nowhere to like be creative, but there's so many talented people out here, bro, and like it's places to create. So it's like, but yeah, I just been locked in on singles. That's about it.
For sure. I know you say you kind of locked in with one engineer. You feel like that's helping your sound at all?
Yeah, for sure. I usually like working with like one person, cause it's just like everybody records different, and like whether like artists want to like admit it or not, like an engineer plays a big part in their music. Like
for sure,
you're not gonna sound how you sound, whether it's aesthetically, whether it's with your voice. Like you're just not gonna sound how you sound without them. That's why like I feel like some of the greatest people in the industry like have that relationship like with their like one engineer. Like even Drake with like 40 or like just people like that. Like it's just important to like work on your sound, because like me and him even be having ideas in the studio and we'll just try it and it'll just be like, oh, that's something new that we could do. So it's like it's just kind of just keep like stepping stones up.
you feel like that's more important than the producers?
Hell no. I feel like that's just equal. Like the producers and like even me, like I only work with like a certain people as far as like my producers, because it's like I feel like they can cater to my sound. Like we build relationships, and like when you work with a producer, you can actually like mold a sound to yourself. Like so it's like producers and engineers, I feel like they go hand in hand. Like they're just super important.
So what did you say the name of the next single was gonna be?
It's called MB2. It stands for My Brother Too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you have like a timetable on that at all? Shot?
Yeah, video shot. It's probably gonna drop like sometime next month.
For sure.
For sure. I just dropped this other song called Memories in College. That's doing pretty good right now. So.
Sure. So how does that work for you? It's like you have experience shooting videos yourself and stuff. So is that, you feel like that adds an extra layer when you are working with the videographer?
Facts. I be usually me and the like director will like team up and like come up with like a video concept and stuff like that. I'm usually really hands-on in my stuff. The video I shot out here is actually one of the first videos where I didn't like do the full editing process. I still did a little something, but usually like I edit all my videos. But I'm trying to step away from that, because it's like I want to like get it from somebody else's perspective. Like if I keep editing videos, they're all gonna look how I want them to. Like I want like them to look like something like that I wouldn't do. So I'm trying to step away from that. But as far as like concept wise, like I'm always like involved.
Does that shit worry you at all to give, especially something that you know how to do and you know how you would do it, like get it back and like, oh, this isn't what I had in mind?
It don't worry me too much. It's just like I just spend a lot of time on like finding somebody that can like actually do it. Like in New York I had it, in LA I had it, so like when I came out here it was like I had to find it, but I found it and it was like everything is good for sure.
For sure. But that's dope, man. That's all I got. I appreciate you sitting down.
No, for sure.
Good to have you in here. Hopefully we can get some more in. How long you gonna be out here? Is this like a semi-permanent thing?
Nah, I just be like, sometimes I'll be over here for like a couple weeks and I'll leave, come back, but I'll just be back and forth.
For sure.
But I'll definitely be out here though.
For sure. Yeah, we definitely have to tap in.
Hell yeah.
Keep up to date with you.
For sure.
For sure.
Shout out OKC, man. It's your boy Christian Royce. Follow me on Instagram at _Christian Royce _. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace. Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Christian Royce, a.k.a. The Ticket. We out here in OKC, and I'm giving you the OK. No cap.